Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and this is my late review of No Man's Sky. I played it on the PS4, it is now also available on the PC. So the story for No Man's Sky is, well, there is no goddamn story, it's just all exploration, and honestly that's kind of a downside for me. I like stories, I like objectives, I like there to be a reason. Even if I ignore that reason, I like there to be a reason. Because in those games where there are quests and there's an overall reason, even if I do ignore it, I'm only ignoring it temporarily, and I'm generally ignoring the main reason for like side quests or to become stronger so that I can pursue the side quests and main quest. When it comes to the audio in this game, I think it's very good. There's not a lot of real voiceover work. It's all alien languages that I have heard thus far. I haven't really heard anything human sounding apart from the ships. And by ships talking, I mean the computer giving you a heads up on certain things. The music, what little there is ambient, or at least from what I've heard thus far, which, I don't know, kind of got boring after a while since I didn't really have anything to focus on in this game, and that bored the shit out of me, quite frankly. Now, when it comes to like the gameplay mechanics, this game is very much an open world game, and like I've already said, it has no real objective, which I find a downside to. I wish there was some form of objective. Beyond that, it's mostly exploration and mining, and then managing your inventory. You can buy better ships, you can get better mining lasers, combo gun things, but at the end of the day, your only goal is to explore. The game is also pure first person shooting when there is combat, which is very minimal in this game, and then it's also first person flying the ship around, and I've got to say, I honestly think the ships control like shit, and the aiming is not great in this game. I know that's dabbling a bit into the control side, but I've got some other things to add to that as well. Speaking of the control side, as I've already stated, the controls are kind of sloppy in my opinion. I don't like them. I feel like there's just a general lack of precision when you're aiming and when you're flying. Everything feels super loose. And then when you get down to the controls themselves, I honestly think they're horribly mapped out. Some of the buttons just don't make any fucking sense whatsoever for some reason. You've got sprint on the right stick button, the R3 button, which makes no sense. Why is it not on, the movement stick, the left stick? The thing every other game does, because it's far more natural to click that stick when you're already running with that stick. Apart from R2 being the trigger and X being the jump, the other buttons are okay. They just don't always feel as natural as they might in some other game, because they were poorly mapped in this one. Onto the graphics, it's not the most realistic game I've ever seen in my life, but I understand that this is, at the end of the day, more or less an indie game. This was not a huge studio that developed or published this. So I understand that this won't be the most stunning graphics you've ever seen, and in reality, some of the worlds are actually really pretty looking. However, a lot of the worlds trigger two words in my brain: 70s and LSD. Just the color palette really triggers that in my mind. These things are just so fucking weirdly colored. There's a lot of problems graphically with this game, glitches and other errors that can get kind of distracting and be a problem. Like when you've destroyed an entire mound, like a massive mound, to get all of the resources from it, and then you wander off somewhere else, and then, oh, what's that in the distance? It's a mound of awesome material, and you start walking towards it and it vanishes because, oh wait, you already mined it. Things like that I wouldn't call major in most games, but when mining is like 90% of what you do in a game, well, that's a problem. To go along with that, I found a planet where literally every alien-made structure was like dangling off a cliff or not actually on ground, and it was really horrible looking, quite frankly, because you're like, well, that's just some sloppy shit. And when I say every single one, I really do mean every single place that I found that was a man-made structure looked like that. It was weird. They were all kind of floating. Also, since I don't really know where to put this in, I'm gonna address the UI. because it's kind of shit in this game. It's like Destiny's UI, where you move the cursor around and then you hold down a button to trigger whatever you need to trigger in the UI, except for to go along with the sloppy controls, it's sloppy in this. It moves around too quickly, not very smoothly, maybe a little too smoothly because it kind of skates around and it's hard to control it. It's pretty obnoxious. At the end of the day, for me, I did not really enjoy this game. But I can totally understand how somebody might. Like, the folks who enjoy games like Minecraft and those resource gathering games where that is your, like, primary objective is to go around and collect resources and explore, and that's it. They're gonna like this game. But for people like me who want an objective, this game just doesn't offer that. For me, I want something that's kind of more like Mass Effect, where yeah, I can go and mine all this shit and explore, but at the end of the day, I have an objective, I'm just choosing to ignore it. So for me, it's a pass. I regret having picked up this game, but for those people who really enjoy Minecraft, I can absolutely understand why they would love this. Okay, so in the comments below, why don't you tell me if you're a Minecraft fan? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, share or subscribe. Have a good one.